Jai Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, 1, Chapter 4, entitled The Confidential Reasons for the Lord's Appearance, text 50. Ataiva se bhava agni karakari sadhivena nijavancha goranga shri hari. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. I think we did discuss something here already. Anybody remembers? There was some discussion already going on. Just didn't cover the whole purport, something like that. Yes or no? It's difficult to remember. That's 2 months ago. We were talking about different rasas, and I will summarize. We were talking about different rasas, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appearing to taste or teach us how to taste those, some of those relationships that can be established or can be revived with Krishna. So we were talking about unique mellows of conjugal mood, which perfection is exhibited by Srimati Radharani. It said that her mature love was surpassing all the others. And now in today's verse, it is said, therefore, Lord Gauranga, who is Sri Hari himself, accepted the sentiments of Radha and thus fulfilled his own desires. So we already stated earlier, discussing this chapter of confidential reasons of Lord's appearance, there are 3 internal reasons. why Krishna appeared. There are 3 external reasons and there are 3 internal reasons. Anybody who can recollect what those reasons are? What are 3 internal reasons why Krishna appeared? Yes. Wait 1 second. Huh? Anybody can try to remember.
Experience.
1 second. Think. That's important. That's the whole basis of Rasa Tattva. To understand something a little more about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his mood, his appearance, his activities. If we know that and we become attracted to that, we don't have to take birth again in this miserable material world. So at least we should know something, we should remember something. Okay, well, no, I can't read from mobile. And in front of me here. Okay, I can say.
He wanted to experience bliss, then a second is to understand the position of devotee, and third is he wanted to understand what Srimati Radha is.
All 3 in relationship to Radha. What is her position, what she feels, and to experience that. So how she experiences. And that's why Krishna wanted to experience it himself. And for that reason he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There was one devotee Srila Prabhupada very much appreciated his service. And every class that he would give, like to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, Vedic Sankirtan. So he made a statement that devotees' activities of Harinam and Sankirtan. By the way, who had experienced this month of Harinam Sankirtan? Please raise your hand. Who went out for book distribution? Okay. Nobody here? Who went out for book distribution? Why? Why not? What are you doing? Why are you sitting here? Why are we here? You know why we are here today? I wouldn't have been here. I'm just here, I'm just waiting for those who have troubles raising their hand. Who have troubles going out, and trying to give Bhagavad Gita or some other book to someone else. And today, there's so many people outside. So what are we doing here? We're wasting time here. We should have been outside, but still, of course, there are 5 days left. So at least maybe today, because you have some habit of coming, maybe for this class to look at. So maybe we can remind ourselves the reason and purpose of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. That was his order. Who were the first Sankirtan devotees? Who were the first devotees that he sent out to, raise your hand. You don't have it. No, I'm just trying to establish some normal, when we have some discussion going on. If you raise the hand, then it's easier, and then we can, not everybody speaks at once, or there's some regulation going on. Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur. So he sent them out to distribute this holy name. This is described here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu opened the treasure gates of the holy name, of the nectar, of Krishna's name, to flood, to spread it throughout the whole world, flood the whole world with it. Because it's a nectar of the holy name. What are we hearing? What are we doing? What are we engaged with? What are we hoping for? Has nothing to do with nectar. We have so many hopes that whatever we are doing, we are so desperately desiring something that even sometimes we trouble Krishna so much that unless I get this, then how can I perform devotional service? We're just so desperate in desiring something, thinking that this will make us happy and satisfied, and it never does. But just because we were so desperately desiring it, then maybe sometimes if we gain that, then we might feel some relief, but not satisfaction, because that's the nature of material nature, and any object within the material nature. We constantly contemplate, and by contemplation we develop attachment to have whatever object of sense gratification. But again, even upon achieving, even if we achieve that object, we are never happy and satisfied. And that's why we are cheated. We cheat ourselves. We allow ourselves to be cheated with something that doesn't have substance. Whereas Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he is delivering. What is he delivering? We know here, what is this discussion going on here in Chaitanya Charitamrita? The most confidential dealings that can exist within the whole total, sum total creation. Pure essence, the pure nectar, the real treasure of life. And then we are casual about it. We don't even know what it is. And even if we have heard about it, we don't take advantage. So this is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to present this nectar of the holy name. What are the scriptures? That's also the nectar. What is discussed within the scriptures? Pastimes of Krishna, no? Pastimes of Lord Krishna. There's no other incarnation of Krishna that performs such pastimes as Krishna does. And of course, the highest philosophy, which describes what is our position, what we should do, and how to obtain this nectar of the relationship that one can have with Krishna. So that's all that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. And for this reason, he is proclaimed to be Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayat, the most beneficent incarnation of Krishna. Because even Krishna demands something. What does Krishna demand? If you want to obtain Krishna, what do you have to do? Huh? What is requirement? Anybody can guess? What is requirement? If you want to obtain Krishna, what do you have to do? You have to decide. Okay, try it.
Devotees are Krishna.
You have to make some arrangements. Okay, that's also there. What else?
I have to follow the thing.
Okay, that's all part of the process. Yes, what?
Serving the devotees.
Serving the devotees also. Yes. What is it? Ah, okay, what else?
You should have faith.
What is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? What is Krishna expecting from Arjuna?
For doing Bhagavad Gita and to teach.
Surrender. Surrender. It includes all of those which we have mentioned. Surrender. But does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ask for any surrender? Is he asking for anything? No, he doesn't. When Srila Prabhupada came to the West, did he demand that now you have to follow four regulative principles, now you have to, rise early in the morning, now you have to do this, now you have to do that? What do you think? Anybody read the Lamrit or have heard what Srila Prabhupada did in the beginning? Prabhupada demand any of those? No. No, he just said one thing. What? Just chant the holy names. Just chant the holy names of Krishna. And everyone was just chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. So yes, if devotees are there, if devotees are present, we can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But if devotees are not present, then how will we chant Mahamantra? We won't. No? So that's why what is in one sense greater than chanting, it's book distribution. It's book distribution because you can always open a book and there you will read. Like here, almost every now and then you will find Mahamantra mentioned. I remember the first book that I got, Science of Self-Realization. You can count how many times Srila Prabhupada inside inserts Mahamantra. Every essay, a few times at least, there is Hare Krishna Mahamantra mentioned. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. There are two journals. One was Sajan Toshan in Harmonist. So he was always, of course, the main editor. And then when devotees would be writing articles, then the basic criteria to accept the article, can anybody guess what that was? That somebody should have been very eloquent, very learned, or very academic, or what was the main reason for Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj that he would be pleased and accept the article for publication? What do you think? Anybody ever wrote any articles, essays, or something? What is usually required? It's not so easy to write. You really want to write in an academic way or any professional way. So what was the main criteria? Can anyone guess?
Richard, can I say?
Okay, try it.
In the article, more the number of names of Lord Krishna is mentioned, that would be published.
Okay, correct. That's it. It was just counting how many times Krishna is mentioned. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hey! That's it. How many times Krishna has been mentioned? That's the main thing. So that's why the literature also contains Krishna's name. And that's why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj termed this kind of preaching, book distribution, book publishing, Brihad Mridanga. Just like we have here, Mridanga is, so Kirtan Mridanga, but big Brihad Mridanga is to distribute book or books. Because he said this will be heard maybe 1 or 2 blocks around, even if you put loudspeakers or something, won't go too far. But if we distribute books, how far the books can reach? We haven't. Anybody has any idea? Maybe some of you who have been distributing and can get some realization how far the books can reach. Devotees have experienced. There was one devotee that was in Japan. When Prabhupada came, he was ready. He was looking for devotees to come. And he immediately approached Prabhupada. He said, I received the book when I was in US or something. Just by the book. So many devotees, they started chanting, they started practicing by receiving the book. They started chanting. I also tried, I received the book. I had no idea how to chant, what to do, but something, whatever I've read a little bit, it was just so impressive. And it was just so inspiring. I remember in particular, there were some exams that I had in mathematics or something, whatever. And I was somehow just spontaneously chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And I didn't even know how to pronounce Krishna because we have this Latinized K-R-S-N-A. I had no idea else. So I was saying Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. I didn't know it's Krishna. Nobody, there was no one to ask. There's nobody to tell me. So anyway, that's how I was chanting. But even such kind of inappropriate, of course, we anyway chat, not purely, but even such kind of chanting has some result. So, but chanting is there. So we would have never, even if we don't meet devotees, I never met devotees. I just had a book for a few years. But still we have inspiration to somehow practice the process, or start practicing, or try to do something. Try to improve our lives based on the information that is given. So that's Brihat Mridanga. And how many stories are, of course, we don't have too much time. We don't have any time, practically. There's so many stories. Just if you would have gone to those stories of devotees who have been distributing books, how much these books have influenced those who read those books. Incredible. Throughout the world, what is the potency of that cheat potency that is present within the words that are presented in different books of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada presented, and that's what he said. What is the difference between this Bhagavad Gita and any other Bhagavad Gita? Because it's presented by a devotee. That's how the potency flows. And that's what strikes the heart and turns it and affects it in such a way that one becomes inspired to become a devotee. So that potency, this is something that nothing else can compare to, because of purity, Srila Prabhupada's purity. Being a transparent medium, that's what spiritual master should be, a transparent medium. When it's pure, then one will be able to present what Krishna wants to present to all of us. So that potency is there. So if we make that potency available to someone else, then how dear, we can become to Krishna. And that's what Krishna states in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. He said, Nacha tasman manushishu. Question me Priyaketa. Who is distributing this, who is talking about this Bhagavad Gita, or teaching about Bhagavad Gita, the devotee is so dear to me. Priya. So dear. So if we distribute this knowledge, and how dear would we be to Krishna, to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he was so happy when he would hear that some brahmachari went out on the street, distributed one magazine. He was so happy. What to speak if we can distribute many? But why? Because this is how we destroy the influence of illusory energy. Destroy the influence of this age of Kali, age of quarrel and hypocrisy. You like to be in the place where there is a lot of quarrel happening? Is that a very nice environment? Never have experience? Sometimes people, you hear sometimes you hear on the street when people quarrel and fight. Is that a nice place? So it's ever increasing now in this age of Kali, because everybody wants to predominate, everybody wants to exploit. That's the nature of the age of Kali. Hypocrisy, cheating. That's the nature of this age of Kali. Cheating going on. Somebody is cheating someone else. Is that a nice environment? So is this type of environment that we want to live in? Or we want to create some other type of environment where everybody's keeping Krishna in the center and serving Krishna with devotion. So if we read Srila Prabhupada's books and we distribute these Srila Prabhupada's books, then we are breaking that influence of the age of Kali, breaking that influence of the illusory material energy. No more quarrel, no more hypocrisy. And everything affects us. You may say, I will be Krishna conscious for myself. First of all, you will never be Krishna conscious on your own. It's just not going to happen. I just say good luck if you want to try for it. But Krishna consciousness happens in association. You may say, oh, I don't know any devotees. Of course, you can't say this in Mumbai. There are devotees and there are And we have huge facilities, enormous facilities. It's not like in so many other places throughout the world. Devotees may travel for miles and miles and miles to try to meet someone and have some good association. And here we are, we don't take that advantage. Very unfortunate. But even then, like Srila Prabhupada, there were no devotees in the West. But Srila Prabhupada made the devotees. How? By distributing his books. That was the only thing. Srila Prabhupada took a trunk with the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's what he sold. That's how he had some Lakshmi. He sold to the captain of the ship. He received some Lakshmi for it. And that's how he was surviving. He was selling all these volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam. He was distributing books. How much he was struggling when he was in Delhi. Just to distribute the Back to Godhead magazine, trying to inspire people to buy some copies. So much struggle. So yes, book distribution is not an easy one. It may be a struggle, but it depends on our mental setup, so to say, our attitude, our understanding, our behavior, our activities. What do we do when we try to distribute books? Are we there for prestige, or are we there to please Krishna? Why are we doing, if we are at least even come to the point, hopefully, try to distribute some books? Well, of course, let's first try to come to that point of trying to distribute those books. I remember I had that one book that I received, and then I started coming after a few years. Finally, I got in touch with devotees. I found a place where they were. And then I saw a new edition, and I wanted to sell the old one. And the only reason I wanted to do so was just because that was the old book, and I just, wanted to replace it with a new one. I didn't have an intention to benefit someone so much by that knowledge. And I had difficulties. Nobody wanted to take the book. That was my first book distribution experience. It was of inappropriate attitude. It was difficult. Then finally, somehow or other, Krishna showed some mercy. And then there was one boy, a very interesting fellow. Anyway, so he decided that he's going to take the book. So he took the book. And through this book distribution, how much we learn about Krishna, how much we learn about ourselves, it's such an incredible educational experience. Incredible educational experience. This is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to present this process, so that within this one lifetime, we can realize ourselves, we can realize that Sambandha, we can realize Krishna, the environment, the world we live in, how to act within it, and how to achieve the final goal, and understand how that final goal also is. Everything is in these books. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu termed that. Within all the Shastras, the essence is presented as Sambandha, Vidya, and Prayoja. It's so clear. It's so clear. So he presented that knowledge so that we also can be clear what to do with our lives. What are people doing outside with their lives? It's only just revolving around this quarrel and hypocrisy. That's all. To try to squeeze out some sense gratification. That's all. Such a pitiable life. So why we can't make a difference? Why we can't present someone with some option, with some alternative? That you don't have to live life like that. Because what is the use after all? What is the use of such kind of living? Even within families, there's so many horrible things going on. Anyway, because everybody's so self-centered. So why can't we present these books? Why can't we present this knowledge to benefit others, to relieve them from that ignorance, and from the dark condition that everybody's in? To alleviate someone from complete suffering. What is the way to overcome the most difficult problems that we face in life? Is there any mechanical way to do so? Birth, old age, disease, death. Is there any way that one can overcome those by any material means? No. So the only option left is spiritual process. And that is the option. That is the process that works. So if we somehow, as we said, try to surrender to Krishna, even for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's process, this process of Harinam Sankirtanya, even that's not so much required, but at least some little attempt, then you can just feel that potency flowing through you as being as an instrument of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then you see magic unfolding. Then you can realize, then you can taste what a spiritual life is. Go out, take some books, try to distribute them. Then you see, then you feel the taste of Krishna consciousness. Because then the whole Guru Parampara will stand behind, pushing those books out, using us just as an instrument. But as long as we, of course, act as a pure and a perfect rule, as an instrument, perfect instrument. Of course, if we set our false ego in front, and we have, as I said earlier, some other motives, lava, puja, pratishtha, some prestige, distinction, adoration, then we immediately block that potency. We stop the flow of mercy. And then we can't give that mercy. And then we can't receive that mercy. So as much as we are pure, transparent mediums, to that extent we will feel that potency. So if you just go out, then you can see how blissful it is, how impressive that is to give the knowledge to someone else. And then even more so when you hear how it affect someone who had received this knowledge, who have felt the potency that does flow through the words of Krishna. It makes such a big difference in life. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us. He gave us for nothing. What is the price that one has to pay? You know what is the price that only one has to pay? To receive that mercy, to feel that transcendental, electrifying potency. What is the price one has to pay? Anybody knows? You don't know? It's very cheap. So undemanding. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asking for. Even more so, Lord Nityananda. Because he's even more merciful. Huh? Yes, little faith, that's it. Little faith, that's it. Just little faith. What is little faith? Take some books, get out. It works. Just have a little faith. Just check it out. Try for yourself. Take some books, just go on some station, go to the beach here, go to some places where people congregate, whatever. Just try to give some books out. You see what happens. You see what happens and how much you will learn from that experience. You will, as I said, first of all, you will learn about yourself. What is your position? Who you are. Not what you think you are right now. No, you'll have so many amazing revelations that will make you very, very humble. I mean spiritual, transcendental. Because that's our key, that's our door to the spiritual world. And you become the humble, transparent instrument. And then you feel, as I said, that potency flowing through, your efforts of trying to please Krishna. I don't know how many of you have come to know about Krishna consciousness by reading books. Anybody? Just by reading books? Few. Okay. In the West, it's mostly everyone. It's mostly everyone. It's hardly through any kind of contact, friendship, or this and that. It's hardly as such. It's mostly through the books. Devotees distribute books. Books end up. It's Krishna's mercy everywhere. By how only Krishna knows. And people just open the book. They read. What is this? Srila Prabhupada said, if somebody reads just not even one verse, not even one sentence, not even one word, if somebody just reads one syllable, immediately spiritual life begins, becomes purified. This is why this is Brihad Vidanga, the greatest transcendental process. So powerful, so powerful. Once purification, one spiritual life immediately starts. One seeds for spiritual interest immediately begins sprouting. Just by touching, Srila Prabhupada said, just by give people the book. Maybe if they even don't buy it, just give them the book. Let them touch. Just by touching, they become. We take it for granted. We have no understanding that this book is no different again than Krishna. His words are no different than him. What potency that is. Of course, the greater faith we have, the greater benefit we receive also. Krishna reciprocates more. So if that much mercy is available, why they're not taking to it? Why are we so reserved? Why are we so indifferent? That means we don't know about that potency. We don't know about the greatness of what we have been presented with. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just gave us the absolute. We are talking. What are we talking here about? We are talking about Parakya, Swakya, or that. But we have no idea what does that mean. How intimate, how deep these kind of relationships are. Did you ever hear about symptoms that devotees develop? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what kind of symptoms did he exhibited? In the later part of Chaitanya, really Antya Lila, Adi Lila, of course. When we come till the Antya Lila, last parts, what kind of symptoms Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would exhibit? Symptoms of absolute transcendental ecstasy. What does that mean? That is the most deepest intimate relationship that one can have with Krishna. And that's why I began. I start saying that this devotee who would present everything in such a way, he would say that Harinam Sankirtan Yagya, specifically Sankirtan Yagya, which is Brihad Mridanga, it's equivalent to gopis serving Krishna. Because that's what gopis do. What do gopis do? They don't push themselves in front of Krishna and say, you get away, you stay, they're pulling each other. So no, they push each other. You go and serve Krishna. You're more qualified than I am. You go and serve Krishna. You please Krishna. And I will assist you, whatever you need. You go and please Krishna. This is what gopis do. What is Harinam Sankirtan Yagya? We go out, we distribute books, we push these people. You go and serve Krishna. You go and qualify. You will go and experience that bliss. In this world, nobody does that. Everybody's pushing themselves. But this is Harinam Sankirtan Yagya. This is the process where everybody's pushing everybody else towards Krishna. How Krishna is pleased at. How everybody else is pleased. And you don't have to worry about yourself because you will be also pushed by someone else. You don't have to worry about pushing yourself. Somebody else will push you towards Krishna. Look at his devotee. He's distributing so many books. He's trying to make others happy. Trying to make others perfected. We don't have to worry about ourselves. The moment you start worrying about yourself, you're in complete Maya. The moment you start thinking about others, that's the highest transcendental experience. And you won't have worries, you won't have problems, you won't have any issues. Why? Because you'll be Krishna conscious. Anybody here wants to complain, I have this problem, I have that problem. Yeah, it's all here. Mental. Nonsense, garbage. Mental junk, they call it. I have this depression, I have that, I have anxiety, I have... Get out, distribute some books. It's so easy. Why don't you try it? It's so easy. Just take few books. Go out and you'll forget about everything. Except Krishna. But the moment you forget Krishna, then again, yes, you'll face all of those, waves, tsunamis of troubles. Why? Because you're thinking about yourself. So why we can't make some arrangement that we have that experience? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give us the greatest ecstasy of book distribution. Harinam Sankirtan. This is why it said there is no process as such process presented within scriptures or anywhere else and by any other means as this Sankirtan Yajna. Within one lifetime, one can qualify, go back, come back to God. That's the potency of this process. Just by distributing books, just by giving mercy. Giving, that's the process. Giving. The more you give, the more you will gain. That's the spiritual process. So why we can't make a little arrangement? Just go out. Just have the experience. 5 days are left. I wasn't here before. I was somewhere else, but whatever. But you still have maybe 5 days left. So think about some way that you can get out with someone. That will be also better. No problem. It doesn't have to be alone. But even sometimes when you're alone, you're not alone. I remember in so many instances, been in so many places. I don't know, some thoughts come. US was tough. I mean, Japan was tough. People are so impersonal. Tough places to distribute books. Ireland was interesting anyway. Very easy to get donation. Different places, different moods, different purifications, different types of bliss. Yeah. So why we don't come out and just have some experience, and you will see, you will start to recognize what's going on with people, what modes they are covered by, how conditioned they are. You will start to understand, as I said, your own position. You will start to understand how to deal with others. You will start to understand what Krishna consciousness is, how to present it to people of different conditionings. You will learn so much. There's no process of learning. It's not like we sit here and we just kind of study and do something. No way, nothing we will learn. Learning is outside. Go out, learning by experience. Then you get that vigya. Then you get so many realizations. That's why we said that within this one lifetime, one can go home back to God. Even if one doesn't qualify. Why? Because he will receive mercy of so many others who will be so pleased. Prabhupada said, so if one just distributes, there's nothing more pleasing to me than if one distributes these books. And by the way, Prabhupada said, I didn't write this book, Krishna wrote this book. It's just an instrument. So why we don't allow ourselves to be instrumented in Krishna's hands? That's what bhakti means. That's what bhakti means. Allow yourself to be an instrument in Krishna's hands. Then you see what Krishna does. Then you see what Krishna does. Then you see what you should be and what you should be doing when Krishna uses you as an instrument. Then you'll have realization what a spiritual life is. You want to be Krishna's instrument, or you want to be your crazy mind's instrument? That's all. There's not much more choice. I just see what your crazy mind does to you. And as I said, loads you with so many anxieties and problems and issues and complexities and so many, many other different things, that are part of this miserable, material existence. And you want to identify with that. So beautiful. So once we become saved, then go and save others. Go and save others. From greed, from envy, from madness, from illusion, from all these issues, problems that are facing, from ignorance, the greatest source of suffering, because of sinful activities are all performed in ignorance. Why we don't give someone a chance? And then just see how much mercy you will receive. So that's what, again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's what he came to give. That's what he came to present. Harinam Sankirtanya. Just give this knowledge, give the knowledge, because there is knowledge. Knowledge is set mind, I am Andakara. Who knows that verse? Krishna Surya Sama. Huh? Anybody knows? Nobody knows. Wherever there is sun, there is no darkness, right? Wherever there is knowledge, there is no ignorance. So simple. So why do we want to live in ignorance? Thinking this will make me happy, that will make me happy, and every time we fail. When are we gonna learn the lesson? You can't win in this material world. It's all lose-lose. You can't win. You're already destined to fail. That's like Krishna showed to Arjuna, all these warriors, they're already smashed within my teeth. They're all finished. They're all dead. Whether you fight or not, it doesn't matter. But it's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you to go out and distribute some books. That's for your benefit. Krishna doesn't need it. Those people don't need it. They'll eventually become Krishna conscious. Maybe it might take billions of lifetimes. Doesn't matter. They'll become Krishna. It's a matter of time. But somebody else will take the credit. Krishna wants us to take the credit. Why? So that we come as soon and as closer to him as possible. That's why. That's for your benefit. Then just see the potency of Krishna consciousness. Then you will feel what Krishna consciousness is. You can't understand Krishna by intellectual effort. It doesn't work like that. It is said that all these yogis and jnanis and whatever, they're millions and millions of miles behind. They can never reach to Krishna. Even if you take the spaceship or whatever, travel by the speed of light, whatever it is, you can never reach to the Krishna's lotus feet. Only by bhakti. Only by bhakti, only by surrender, only by little effort. Just go out and just try to give some book. Even if you don't give any book, it doesn't matter. Just try. Just go out. Just have an experience. Nothing else. Just that much. There's so many amazing realizations one will receive. And this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's process. This is his process. Yes, these were his external reasons, and those were his internal reasons. Because when you fulfill his external reasons, you go out and distribute books, you will fulfill your internal, you will understand what were the internal reasons of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Amazing, isn't it? Absolute fulfillment. That is Krishna consciousness. That's why it's the absolute process. There's no process that can compare to it. One just has to do something about it. Okay, so who is going now? When are we organizing? Now being practical. Where is our book tables? Huh? Where do we live? Villa Padle. So who is coming to Villa Padle East? Maybe not tomorrow, maybe Friday. Okay, let's put it on Friday. Tomorrow I'll have to be here. I'll come on Friday. So I want to see everybody there as much as possible.
What time?
What time? Whole day.
Whole day.
Anytime you can manage. What time the table is there? Anytime? Okay, so 9:30 till 18. 8:30. Only 5 days. Let's try to distribute. Let's not try to have this experience. Let's try to approach the people. You know, just give the mercy. Yeah, give the mercy. Let the potency flows. Okay. Anyway, so that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's humble request. He made a statement. He said, "I have only one anxiety: how to distribute this mercy to everyone." That's all. That was only his only anxiety Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had. And he said, if anybody assists me and helps me, gives me relief from that anxiety, how dear that person would be to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So let us relieve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from that anxiety. Let us just offer. Our it's to offer. Our it's not to force. Our it's to offer. Just but that much one qualifies to receive Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Because if we just sit here, you think the mercy will come? It's not going to happen. You have to go and get it. You have to go and get it. You have to place yourself where the mercy is. Then you will receive it. Then you will receive it. You have to do something about it. Do something about it. You want the mercy? Well, go and get it. You want benefit of some food? Well, at least you have to chew. At least you have to digest. You have to do something. Even if somebody stuffs you in your mouth, whatever. But something you have to do. So if you want Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, well, we have to place ourselves in a circumstance where that's possible. And give that mercy to others. So I said, how people are in ignorance, it's inconceivable. Just look at the news, just look around, just see your neighbors, just see people walking, just see people traveling around, what they're talking about, what they're hoping for, what is it? It's just all complete devotion. All complete devotion. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Prabhupada has given us this process. It's so clear. It's so clear. It's just pure truth. So clear. What is real, what is not real. That's what knowledge is. What it's worth of endeavoring for, what it's not. It's so clear. But our contaminated minds, don't want to accept it. Then that's why we have to kick that mind. Kick that mind, force that mind, kick him out. Kick him out, say, hey, what about this? Have this experience. That's what book distribution is all about. And as I said, throughout the world, devotees have been so blessed. So many devotees became devotees by receiving a book, by having this knowledge, by having that clarity. What is real, what is not. That's it. What is sat, what is asat. If we have that understanding, then immediately we'll see how we will improve our existence. So it's just so clear. So that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, that's Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Yeah. Okay, any questions? Yes.
Prabhuji, how to know when it's not too much, like not?
When it's not too much what?
Well, I'm not being too pushy on someone that.
So the point in book distribution is create good impression. We are a part of the process. We cannot expect somebody to immediately, shave their head and put tilak or something. It's not going to happen just within a few seconds. It's a part of the process. If people receive good impression and they understand, hey, here's these nice people, they have something good to offer. Okay, previous time I didn't take it. Okay, but next time I meet someone, I'll definitely take. Leave a good impression. Don't be nonsense. Leave a good impression. Present things in a positive way that people will just have a good impression. That's it. They'll come back another time. But if you don't leave a good impression, they'll never come back. It's always said first impression is practically lasting impression. And if you misrepresent Srila Prabhupada, what kind of service they did? So it's the greatest disservice now. We have to be very cautious. How do we deal with others? Nobody had come immediately, just suddenly becoming, coming on the level of bhava or prema or something. It's a gradual process. It starts with little faith. We've watered that faith. That's what it said. Faith is the most essential. The faith grows. The faith grows if devotees are nice people. What are we impressed with? We're impressed with someone who, I remember when I started coming, immediately I said, wow, these devotees, they're amazing. They're so pure. Of course, they were not. But that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I was like so impressed because they were actually, in comparison to everybody else outside, they were like demigods. They were. In that comparison, they were. Of course, when we understand how much more is to go, that's a different thing. But they were. They were. And that appreciation, everything, I was like, wow. I was like, I want to be like them. That's how devotees should behave and act. Achar and achar. That's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared. That's how Haridas Thakur. He said some people preach nicely, some people behave nicely, but you're both. You're both an absolute example of how a devotee should behave and act. So that faith grows. Even in the first place, if you don't maybe distribute book or something, leave a good impression. They'll meet some other devotee, they'll take book from them. They'll say, okay, what is it? What is it that makes these people so unique? What is it? What is that purity? Like Prabhupada said, purity is the force. Books are the basis. We don't have books, we don't give books. What is the basis? Utility is the principle. And what is the fourth one? Preaching is the essence. So both books, preaching, and that will bring purity, and we will understand the utility of everything. Perfect. Any other question? Yes.
What is the method to distribute books?
What is the method for distribute books? Just take the book, hit them on the head, and take the book. Very simple. That's it. You just have to have a book. That's it. That's the main thing. You have a book, books will go out. And you just tell them, please give some donation. That's all. You know, you see these funny people with a click of feather, you know, you just take a book. It's a greater blessing. Permanent blessing. Okay, anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, as you said, book distribution. So, I'm doing book distribution, and I do love doing book distribution, and I have also like gained many experiences where I was so underconfident, and then now I can alone do book distribution. I've become so confident. I can means like I'm just received so much mercy through book distribution, but from last 2 days, because of my old habits, not old habits, sleeping like for I'm not, this is winter time and I'm not able to, like, I do wake up but then I sleep so much in my chanting and I just cannot control, and I feel so much regretted, and I feel
So
why should I go
we have
out
to
and tell,
regulate our sadhana.
here I
Very
am
good.
myself struggling so much,
Okay,
and it's a
let's
constant loop. I just can't figure out what to
figuring out
do.
it's go and sleep right now. And no dinner, tomorrow is Ekadashi anyway. So just go and sleep right now, and then you'll get up early, and then you'll finish your rounds, and then you have proper consciousness and be surcharged with that spiritual potency, and then you go out, you'll see the books will fly. Sadhana, every book distributor knows that sadhana, or that connection first to Krishna, that's why we said you have to become a transparent medium. Transparent means you become pure, you become, you follow the process. Then you can emanate that potency. Otherwise, if we, don't have any sadhana, where the potency will come from? It's not going to work. So we have to make the arrangement that if we are going out and distribute books, then we should have very good sadhana. And then be instruments of Krishna. We are not by our effort trying to, be a businessman or something to sell a book or this. That's not going to work. We should be transparent medium, and that's only possible if one makes arrangement that one has a very good sadhana, and preferably completes all the rounds in the morning. And then we go out and then we pray to Krishna. We always have to pray to Krishna and be dependent on Krishna. And then if we have Krishna consciousness, then you see people will be inspired. See, who is this person? What they're offering? Yes, I will take this. Even they absolutely no interest in anything as such, they'll give a donation. They'll be so happy to do so. Just by devotee's effort as such and surrender. So first of all, early to bed, early to rise makes one healthy, wealthy, and Krishna conscious. That's absolute wisdom. Okay, so sadhana. Okay, we'll stop here, 9 o'clock. So please try to plan seriously. Don't miss out. You only have 5 days left. Vile Parla, who is setting the table? What's going on? Huh? Vile Parla, where else? Where? Andheri Station East, okay, then somebody can come Andheri Station East. Where else? Okay, with the father Andheri Station. Okay, it's not too difficult to figure it out. Anybody wants more information, then maybe you can stand up. Everybody sees you. So then, why are you laughing? Who is laughing? Shiva, get up. So you can contact them. Here, who is going? Who knows? Okay, stand up, please. All of you. So that others know whom to get in touch and where to come, where to try to distribute books, no? Okay. Thank you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shankha Amrita ki jai, Premanande.